Why self funding isn't your superpower, it's the system's failure. Welcome to Soft Girl Era, the sacred space where strong Black women unlearn survival, rediscover softness, and reclaim the joy, rest, and freedom they deserve without guilt, without apology, and without explanation. I'm your host, LeAnne Dolce, pronounced Dolce, like sweet softness whispered in French. I'm your guide from burnout to boundaries, from doing to being, from strong to soft, and loving every second of it. Today, I want to share something with you that came from a powerful conversation I had with Dominique Lancaster, a visionary who is making the world a better place by empowering Black women entrepreneurs to confront systemic barriers, embrace resilience, and transform trauma into strength. Dominique's work is not just about business, it's about liberation, it's about healing, it's about creating pathways for Black women to thrive in spaces that were never designed for them. And what they shared with me challenged everything I thought I knew about entrepreneurship, resilience, and what it really means to be soft in a world that taught us survival. So let me ask you this: what if the biggest obstacle facing Black women entrepreneurs isn't what we've been told it is? What if it's not just about access to capital or lack of mentorship or even the glass ceiling? What if the real barrier is something far more insidious, something woven into the very fabric of how we've been conditioned to show up in the world? Here's the truth Dominique shared with me, and it stopped me in my tracks. The biggest obstacle for Black women entrepreneurs isn't just access to capital, it's the intersectional burden of race, gender, and often motherhood, which creates a unique set of challenges that most mainstream entrepreneurship programs and funding ecosystems simply aren't designed to address. While many assume that more funding or mentorship will solve the problem, the reality is that Black women are often already self funding, overqualified, and deeply committed, but still face systemic skepticism, higher scrutiny, and exclusion even within women focused spaces. Let that sink in for a moment. We're not lacking. We're not unprepared. We're not unqualified. We're already doing the work, often with our own money, our own networks, our own sheer will. And yet, the systems we're trying to break into are still looking at us like we don't belong. There was a research study that surveyed over 1,500 Black women founders across Canada. What they found was both heartbreaking and inspiring. 63% of Black women founders self funded up to $100,000 to start their businesses. 63%. That's not a small number. That's not a coincidence. That's a pattern. 43% were unable to secure any external funding, and Black women backed ventures received only 0.2% of all venture capital funding in Canada. 0.2%. Now, I want you to imagine for a moment what it takes to self fund $100,000. Imagine the sacrifices, imagine the late nights, imagine the conversations with yourself where you had to choose between paying your bills and investing in your dream. Imagine the weight of carrying that burden alone while watching others who look different, who come from different backgrounds, walk into rooms and walk out with checks. This is not just about money. This is about validation. This is about being seen. This is about being believed in. And when the systems that are supposed to support us don't, we have to ask ourselves, what are we really up against? Dominique helped me see that the real breakthrough comes not just from asking for more resources, but from demanding that the entire ecosystem, investors, networks, and support programs evolve to recognize and value the lived experiences and leadership of Black women. We have to stop waiting for permission. We have to stop shrinking ourselves to fit into spaces that were never built for us. We have to start creating our own tables, our own networks, our own ecosystems. And that's exactly what some incredible organizations are doing. They're not just offering mentorship, or financial literacy programs. They're creating spaces where Black women can be seen, heard, and celebrated for who they are and what they bring to the table. They're addressing the intersectional challenges that mainstream programs ignore. They're saying, we see you, we believe in you, and we're going to walk this journey with you. There's an organization in California that offers programs like She Works California, which provides skills training, job placement, and leadership development specifically for Black women. They host networking events and workshops that are accessible to women in different stages of their entrepreneurial journey. And they're not just helping women launch businesses, they're helping them reclaim their power, their voice, their sense of self worth. Because here's the thing, when you've been told your whole life that you have to work twice as hard to get half as far, when you've been conditioned to believe that your worth is tied to your productivity, when you've been carrying the weight of your family, your community, your ancestors on your shoulders, it's hard to believe that you deserve rest. It's hard to believe that you deserve support. It's hard to believe that you deserve softness. But Dominique reminded me of something so powerful. Self funding is not a sign of weakness, it's a testament to resilience. Black women entrepreneurs are often forced to bootstrap their businesses due to systemic barriers. But this resourcefulness is a superpower that should be celebrated and leveraged. And let me say that again, your resourcefulness is a superpower. You're not broken because you had to figure it out on your own. You are not less than because you didn't have access to the same networks, the same funding, the same opportunities. You are brilliant, you are resilient, you are powerful, and your ability to create something out of nothing is not just impressive, it's revolutionary. But here's where it gets even deeper. Dominique also shared that mentorship and community matter, but access must be intentional. Programs that claim to support women entrepreneurs often fail to reach or serve Black women equitably. We have to seek out and build networks that understand our unique challenges and amplify our voice. This is where the soft girl era comes in. Because part of learning to be soft in a world that taught us survival is learning to ask for help. It's learning to say, I can't do this alone. It's learning to build community, not out of desperation, but out of intention. It's learning to surround ourselves with people who see us, who get us, who will hold space for us when we need to rest, and who will celebrate us when we rise. There's a story that Dominique shared with me that I can't stop thinking about. A Black woman founder in Toronto launched a tech startup focused on mental health solutions for marginalized communities. She faced repeated loan denials and higher interest rates from traditional lenders. She struggled to access investor networks due to geographic and racial barriers. And she was balancing business demands with single motherhood and childcare responsibilities. But here's what she did. She leveraged personal savings and community crowdfunding to launch the business. She joined virtual mentorship programs and sought out investors who valued social impact. She advocated for flexible work arrangements and remote networking opportunities. And she successfully launched a mental health app that has been adopted by several community organizations. But the most powerful part of her story is this. She was a single mother and a survivor of domestic violence. She channeled her personal experiences into her business mission. She wanted to create a platform that addressed the mental health needs of women and girls who, like her, had faced trauma and systemic barriers. This is what Dominique meant when they said, your story is your strength. The trauma, struggles, and triumphs you've experienced are not liabilities. They are the foundation of your leadership and innovation. Sharing your journey can inspire others and create pathways for collective healing and growth. Your pain is not just your pain. Your story is not just your story. When you share it, when you own it, When you transform it into something that serves others, you're not just healing yourself, you are healing your community. You are creating a ripple effect that will touch lives you will never even know about. And here's what I need you to understand: the systems that told you to pull yourself up by your bootstraps were never designed to support you in the first place. They were designed to keep you out. They were designed to make you work harder, prove more, sacrifice everything, and still question whether you belong. And the moment we start celebrating self funding as a badge of honor without interrogating why Black women have to self fund in the first place, we become complicit in our own oppression. So, yes, your resourcefulness is powerful. Yes, your resilience is remarkable. But let's be clear, you should not have had to self fund $100,000. You should not have had to face loan denials while watching others walk into rooms in secure funding with half the credentials and none of the lived experience. You should not have had to choose between feeding your children and funding your dream. This is not about celebrating survival. This is about demanding liberation. And that's the shift I want us to make today. I want us to stop romanticizing the struggle. I want us to stop wearing our exhaustion like a crown. I want us to stop believing that we have to be twice as good to get half as much. Because the truth is, we've already proven ourselves. We've already done the work. We've already shown up over and over again in rooms that didn't want us, with ideas that were dismissed, with visions that were undervalued, and we're still here. So the question is not how do we work harder? The question is how do we demand better? How do we create ecosystems that see us, that value us, that invest in us, not because we've proven ourselves 10 times over, but because our ideas, our leadership, our lived experiences are inherently valuable. This is the work that Dominique is doing. This is the work that organizations like the ones I've mentioned are doing. And this is the work that we all have to do together. Because here's the truth: the world needs what you have. The world needs your voice. The world needs your vision. The world needs your softness. And the world needs you to stop shrinking, stop apologizing, stop waiting, and start stepping fully into who you were created to be. This is not just about building businesses. This is about building movements. This is about creating pathways for the next generation of Black women entrepreneurs who should not have to self fund $100,000, who should not have to face the same barriers we did, who should walk into rooms and be met with belief, with investment, with celebration. And that starts with us. That starts with you. So here's my challenge to you today: stop waiting for the systems that excluded you to finally see your value. Stop asking for permission to take up space. Stop believing that your worth is tied to how much you can sacrifice, how much you can endure, how much you can produce. Instead, start demanding equity. Start building the networks, the ecosystems, the communities that will support you and the women coming behind you. Start sharing your story not as a testimony of survival, but as a blueprint for liberation. Start choosing softness, not as a reward for hard work, but as a fundamental right, because you deserve rest, you deserve support, you deserve to build your dreams without having to sacrifice your peace, your health, your joy. This is your soft girl era. This is your time to release the cape, to redefine strength, to embrace softness, to heal in real time, to protect your peace as a practice, and to turn your pain into purpose. So I'm asking you today, what's one role, mask, or responsibility you're no longer willing to carry? How has your definition of strength evolved? What does your soft girl era look and feel like right now? What past wound are you still tending to? And what's helping? How are you actively creating space for joy, rest, and boundaries? And how have you turned survival into something sacred or supportive for others? These are the questions that will guide you. These are the questions that will transform you. These are the questions that will set you free. And here's what I need you to know: you are not here to survive, you are here to thrive. You are not here to prove your worth. You are here to reclaim your joy. You are not here to wait for permission. You are here to demand liberation. So let's stop celebrating the fact that we had to self fund. Let's start dismantling the systems that made self funding necessary. Let's stop romanticizing resilience. Let's start demanding equity. Let's stop waiting for the world to see us. Let's start building the world we deserve, because the revolution is not coming. The revolution is here. And it starts with you choosing yourself, choosing softness, choosing liberation, choosing joy. Welcome to your soft girl era. Now go build the world you are meant to live in.